Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Sanibel Captiva Guide podcast. I want to welcome our friend Melissa Rice of Community Housing and Resources. It's basically one of our favourite charities. It's on the island here. It's a non-for-profit. Why don't you explain a little bit about what it does, and take it from there.
Awesome. Well, first, thank you for having me.
No problem.
So CHR is the short acronym for Community Housing and Resources, and we provide homes that are at an affordable rate for island workers and those who have lived on the island for a long time. So we have 74 rental units currently and 14 limited ownership properties.
Explain that. What's a limited ownership property?
Thank you. So for sure, we call it LEO. And what that is we have 14 units that were turned over to us and separated out from our rental program. And we resell those to people who income qualify for CHR. So you can't make too much, you can't make too little based on the HUD income guidelines. And then they own that property as if a regular owner, but it's at an affordable rate.
Wow.
So we have 14 of those, and they range anywhere from $130,000 to $250,000.
Wow. On Sanibel.
On Sanibel. And in today's pricing, that's incredibly low.
Yeah. And what size? How are they? 3 bedrooms or all different?
1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. Yep. So it's all different, and it depends on which one they have, and the price obviously varies depending on that. And they stay within our program. When someone buys it, they own it, and they own the structure, kind of like a condo. We own the underlying land. And at the end of the day, when they determine they would like to sell it back, they sell it back to CHR, and it's a price that we determine. So the appreciation isn't as much as Sanibel has seen lately, obviously.
Right.
So that we can then turn it around and sell it to somebody else that's in need.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I didn't know you actually did that.
Yeah.
So do you have vacancies now, or are all the units filled?
All the units are filled. I have one that we're in the process of renovating that's available, and I have people on the wait list that are lined up for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a wait list too?
We significantly have a wait list almost for the last 5 years since we started taking a wait list.
Wow.
But we turn it over. So I encourage people that if they're interested in CHR housing, go ahead and apply. That way you're on the wait list. It takes about 4 weeks for us to get you through the process of the approval. And then once you're on the wait list, then you're the person we call first when we have an opening.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about your role within CHR. What do you do? What's your specific title?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Many
I wear a lot of hats, like every woman on the island. Yeah. So, but at the moment, I am the executive director of CHR. So basically, I do a little bit of everything. From helping people move in to processing applications to maintenance requests to fundraising, which is my most fun part. So,
right.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into that in just a bit.
Yeah. So actually, I think it would be a good segue. Part of the reason we're here today, we did, you have a charity fundraiser every year. Yep. Why don't you explain a little bit about it? And it's a little bit unusual, and it's pretty cool.
Super fun.
It's super
great.
fun. Thank you. So this, the last 2 years, we started doing something different because of COVID. So previous to that, we were doing our Mardi Gras, which was a lot of fun, and we always wanted to be the fun fundraiser on the island. So Mardi Gras was that. And that was ran for about 8 years. And last year, because of COVID, we turned it into a more fun fundraiser, I would say. And we called it Manatee Madness. And we had all the artist decorated manatees around the island. And this year, we're bringing that back again. And you probably have seen some of them around the island. This year, we have 24 of them. And we did 5-foot tall manatees and 3-foot tall manatees. And the artists have been amazing. Just incredible what they have contributed to us, and that's all pro bono. So at their time and talent, they just loved us so much.
Right. So basically, an artist is provided a sculpture, just a form of a manatee, and you say, do what you want, and they have come back with some amazing.
Absolutely amazing. And if you haven't been around the island to see them, you can see them everywhere. So they're at Sandcap Bank, they're at Bailey's, they're at
Pfeiffer Realty across the road.
Realty right across in front of Fish. We have some up on Captiva, one at the Santiva store, and then up at Kingfisher.
Oh, I didn't realize they were on Captiva too.
Yeah.
So basically, businesses and individuals can pay to have them at their location, and they're on the list. Basically, there's a map showing where all these manatees are, so you can actually drive around and see them all. And that money,
Or walk, or ride your bike.
walk, yeah, it's quite a long way, but
Or bike ride.
or bike
Yes.
ride. But that business will pay for that, and that money goes directly to the charity too, which is awesome. So
Correct.
So
So those are our sponsors.
excellent. And if you can't get to the island, so we proudly donated our photography and time, Laurie and I, to take pictures of the manatee. Oh, Max has got one there.
Yeah, so this is Jenny Dickinson,
And
who
that
was
was
just
last year.
on the podcast last week.
Yeah.
So then this was last year's manatee?
Yes, that was her manatee
so
from last year.
that was an example.
And that was at Bailey's
So
General Store.
if you're listening, that was a shell-covered manatee that Max is showing with Jenny Dickinson next to him. But the gloves are off. They can do whatever they want with the manatees, and man, they got creative. How many was there?
Really did that. Last year there was 15 of them. This year there's 24.
24, and every single one is completely different. And like, if there's the pictures that we took are on the website. They're also in this book. Where do they get this book?
They can get this book at Bailey's General Store, at the Sanibel Captiva Chamber of Commerce, and then also at any of the sponsors that are listed in the book or on our website. And our website, you can find all of the pictures that Nick Adams took for us, and that website address is sanibelchr.org.
sanibelchr.org, and then you could download something from there, can't you?
Yep.
So you actually have a physical piece of paper that you can
Correct.
take with you.
And the map you can download, that's found there too. And there's a QR code on the map too that you can kind of spot, and then you can have it with you when you travel around.
Right.
So how long are they going to be up for?
They're up until March 31st.
Okay, so today is March 2nd, so we're going to bump this podcast a little ahead of everything, so it's still time relevant.
Thank you.
And so it's up till March 31st.
Right.
Perfect. So.
And then when people go around to see the manatees, do you want them to tag you some way, or how does that work?
Great question. So yes, we're on Facebook and Instagram under Sanibel CHR. So at Sanibel CHR for both of those. And if they tag us and they take their picture with it, then we enter them for a chance to win a t-shirt.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Very
Good.
cool.
And I
very
think
cool.
you can buy the t-shirts too if you don't win, right?
You can buy the t-shirts, and they're going to be for sale at Bailey's General Store as well as on Island, which is over in the
Old Sanibel shops.
Sanibel shops. Thank you.
Okay.
So the main thing is, at the end of this time, after March 31st, then what happens? We're going to auction status, don't we?
We are. So we're actually doing an online auction first, beginning March 24th. So that'll be up on our website, as well as if you subscribe to our newsletter, we'll send you information about that. The online starts March 24th and ends March 30th, and then becomes a silent auction at our main event, which is going to be at Mudbug's Cajun Kitchen this year.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Which is right on Periwinkle.
Yeah.
And what's the time of the auction, or what's that party?
The auction is going to be on April Fool's, but it's no fooling. It's really going to happen.
Yeah, good one.
So April 1st at 6 p.m. will be the auction, and it'll start with a silent auction and then move into a live auction for some of the manatees, not all of them.
Okay.
But I will say that there are manatees that you can buy it now for, which we had happen last year. The one that Max showed us up on the website, the shells, that went for buy it now within a minute of the auction opening.
And how much was the buy it now for that one? I think that went for
a fair amount of money. This year, the buy it now is $25,000.
$25,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you have a manatee, you absolutely have to look for the online auction and buy it now.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Now, say somebody, you might live up north and maybe a manatee wouldn't quite fit the decor. How can they get involved if it's not through the manatee part? Is there places to donate? Is there any other ways to get involved with a great charity like this?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that. And we love donations. That is how we support over 40% of our operating budget every year. So you can donate on our website. There's a donation button there. You can send a check if you prefer to do that. And that can be sent to our address, which is is CHR, and it's 2401 Library Way, Sanibel, Florida 33957.
Okay, and as usual, links in the description below.
And you have a physical office on Library Way, but I believe it's not open at the time. Is that correct?
Correct. We are housed in a city building, and the city building is not reopened after COVID.
Right.
So we're not physically there all the time, although we are there often. And if somebody would like to meet with us, I love having coffee or tea anywhere.
Yeah, me too.
Fantastic. Yeah, so definitely get involved. Check it out. I mean, these pictures from this distance don't do it justice, but if you have a look, they're absolutely incredible.
And what I like about the brochure too is the artists are obviously highlighted too, so it tells a little bit backstory about the artist and kind of the story of
and these
guys how they came up with the idea.
Yeah, they should be the star of the show, because literally they are the ones that have given their time and and their skills to do this. You know, there's Rachel Pierce from a couple of doors away, and we got lots of different great local artists that have given up their time and their skills to do it. So,
and it takes a lot of time to do these. It's amazing. So, I mean, we gave the artists, we handed them the Manatee sculptures in September and got a lot of them back by the end of November. So they spent a lot of time and energy making sure that it was just what they wanted it to be.
Right.
So, perfect. And didn't we have another one on here, Laura Ball?
Oh, Laura Ball from the post office. She did one for you
She
too.
did one.
Laura did.
Yeah.
Hers is
Yeah.
awesome, and it's a VIP realty just down the street from you too.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Max, have you got any questions for us? Any bit of trivia here, or
I think I might.
go
Yeah,
on?
talk about that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
we're not done, by the way.
Okay, we're not done.
We're not done, but
No,
let you
let's
go to
go.
trivia.
let's go for this though. While Max is getting ready, I might have caught him by surprise. Go
if
for
you're
it.
okay.
No, yeah,
Good?
you're good to go. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the other things that we do, and we do it throughout the whole year, is we did about 5 years ago, we started doing what we call a Give Back Wednesday. And the Give Back Wednesday is we partner with local businesses and restaurants mostly. And they give back a portion of the proceeds from the day that we're there. So we call it a Give Back Wednesday because we feel we're promoting them and they're promoting us. So it's a business helping business organization. So
Perfect. So how
And
does
I know
that
you
work?
just came from
I am.
Savory Spoon, didn't you? You
Yeah.
were there for breakfast. Now
I
you're going back to
I'm going back for
Spoondrift.
lunch at Spoondrift. I'm going to
Right.
get my toes done at Tips and Toes. Maybe have some ice cream later.
Right. Oh, wow. You have a big day.
And let's not forget the outfit from Whims, because that's
Oh,
all for
gotcha.
today. So,
Right. So
and that's a good thing to bring up. A lot of our businesses partner with people to do it, so it doesn't have to just be one business at a time. It can be a bunch of businesses in the same location is preferable to me, because what we do is we go around, we take pictures, and I help promote it during the day of too, saying hi and telling people thank you for coming. And it's an opportunity for us to share what CHR does and why
Right.
we feel, why we are important to the island.
Yeah. So I don't think we actually talked, going back to the CHR, I know if you're out there and feel that I could qualify, what is it, an easy process? Is it just a form? How do you actually go about doing that?
Thank you for asking that. It is a very easy form. It's an application like you would fill out in any apartment community. You fill it out. It's about 5 pages. And from that, it asks for your income, where you're working, where you've lived in the past. Basically.
Gotcha.
And from that, we process it like any other apartment community would do. The difference with us is that because we have federal funding, you have to income qualify. Again, meaning you can't make too little or too
Right. And depending on the
much.
amount of people in your family, I guess that's
Correct.
a
There's a
scale.
matrix scale that HUD puts out for us every year.
Gotcha. And you
Yeah.
have to work on Sanibel and Captiva? Is that one of the...
Correct. The biggest criteria is that you have to work on Sanibel at the moment. So, and full time. So, and all adults within the household have to work full time unless they're in school or retired.
Do all adults have to work on Sanibel, or could just one?
Correct. Just one has to work on Sanibel. The other can work in Fort Myers or Captiva or anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good question.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's good to know.
And then I should point out too, one of the things that makes us a little different than a regular apartment community or property management is that we then charge 30% of the household income. So our rent rates aren't set rent rates. They're based on the needs of the individual. So we have, there's a nationally established norm that you shouldn't pay more than 30% of your household income as your rent or your housing needs. And so that's how that was determined for CHR. So it's 30% of household income.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
and
awesome.
they're really nice. The
units are beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And we've worked really hard to keep them that way. I can say that I don't think I have any residents that are not proud of the units they live in.
Right.
Most of them are modern. Most of them are fairly new.
You've
Yeah.
acquired them over the years too.
Over the years, we started with one down on Beach Road.
And when
It
did that
was
start? Do you know?
1979 is when we started.
Really?
There's
Yeah.
one on Airport Way. There's one behind here on Cassiabel Road. There's
Correct.
One bit on Palm Ridge Road.
Yep. And
Yeah.
behind Billy's Bikes off,
Billy's Bikes.
off of Main Street.
And then
So-
just before the end of Periwinkle on the left-hand side, you've got another one, haven't you? Yeah.
Which end?
Just behind the park there, between the park and Bailey's. Isn't there one there?
Yes.
Oh, like mahogany.
Yes.
Yes.
Casa Mariposa's
Oh, yeah,
over there.
Yeah.
Mariposa.
And then
Yeah.
around over by the City Hall.
City
We
Hall.
have some
yeah.
too.
Do you have plans
Fantastic.
on acquiring more? You want
Good
to?
question. I love that question. Yes, is the answer. Bailey's store, the owners of Bailey's, which are the Johnson family, have donated land behind the Bailey's Center to CHR. And so we're in the process of getting our plans in order to expand on that property. So we'd like to build at least 30 more units there.
Wow.
Yep, to fill the need. Again, we have a big waiting list, and it's a significant waiting list for a long time now. So we'd like to be able to help more people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I noticed those buildings back there are being cleared now. They're actually, as of this day, we were there on Friday, probably on the 28th, and the dozers were there clearing the land. So it's an ongoing process.
They are. It's looking good for us. So they're going to use it as a staging area just for a little while they remodel the store.
Yeah, Bailey's is doing a major remodel.
Yeah, which is going to be fabulous.
Yeah,
really. It's been needed for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then once they're almost done, then we're going to start doing our side. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Any
Fantastic.
time frame?
I would love to see it have happened a year ago.
Right.
So, you know, I feel like a broken record saying that over
Right.
and over. So today I'll say it'll probably be in the next year and a half we'll get going.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but you said you have a newsletter on your website that they can sign up for?
Do. Yep. And we would love that. It's at the bottom. If you go to sanibelchr.org, at the very bottom, it says newsletter, and just sign up for that.
And then you can stay in the
keep,
loop.
We can keep you up to date.
Is this one of the projects that the fundraising is for? Is it? Will it go directly towards this project?
Good question. The fundraising that we're doing currently is to help with our operating costs. So to help us continue to provide the affordable housing that we provide, although we are able to set a little aside every year. So we do have some funding of this will go towards the new expansion project. But today's costs have been increasing so much that we got a quote of about $10 million to build 30 units 2 years ago.
And I wonder what it is now.
Right. And so we're in the process of getting that new number.
Okay.
But I would anticipate that we're probably going to have to launch a capital campaign for something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How did you get involved in CHR, and how long have you been?
I got my arm twisted a couple of years ago. Richard Johnson took me on a little drive. I was a PTA treasurer at the time. And he said, Melissa, you'll love doing this. It'll be an hour a month at the most. So he had me join the board as treasurer. And it was a lot more than an hour a month because I can't say no.
Right.
So I jumped on every committee and became very involved. And then about 5 years ago, the executive director left, and they asked me to take over as executive director.
Right.
So that was supposed to be kind of an interim, maybe a year or so.
And here you are.
Here I am. But I love my job, and I love the people I help, and I love being part of the community in such a big way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long have you actually been on the island?
I've been on the island about 16 years now.
So where did you come from originally?
I moved here from Southwest Florida, so from Naples.
Okay.
Basically, I moved up, and prior to that, I was on the east coast of Florida. So I've been a Florida girl.
Right. How
Yeah.
did you find Sanibel?
It's a great place to live. Who wouldn't want to be here, right?
Exactly. So you just stumbled upon it.
I stumbled upon it, and here we are.
Right. And your kids grew up on the
And
island.
my kids grew up and went to the Sanibel school.
with Max.
Max went to school with one of them.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
it's been a fabulous place. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And in your spare time, you do real estate too? Is that
In
right?
my spare time,
Right.
yes, which is very little now.
Right.
And I help out on a couple other charities also.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Got to
Which
keep
other-
busy.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
other charities are you working
Sandcap Cares I'm on, have been on in the past. This year I'm taking a little hiatus. So,
Right.
But yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Awesome, Max.
All
Are you
right.
ready for us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here we go.
All
Pass
right.
that along.
Let's see who is paying attention. Our first question. CHR was started on Sanibel in what year?
Okay.
Are you sure it's okay if I vote or I get to do this too?
Yeah, we
Yes,
told
we
you.
told you to be biased. I still get it wrong, don't worry.
Go ahead, Dad. Tell us what you got.
Please, yeah. 1973.
I put 79. What is it? Melissa?
79 is the answer.
So there you go.
Good job.
Told you I could get it wrong.
Well
Wow.
done.
Yeah.
How
Well
did
done,
you know-
everybody.
Was there an interesting story of how it started, Melissa? Or do you know?
Yes,
What?
actually, Porter Goss gave a really nice talk to us and gave us some information I didn't know about.
And tell everybody who Porter Goss is in case they don't
Porter
know.
Goss was one of the first mayors of Sanibel.
Right.
So, and he's been a CIA director also, as well as many other things.
Politician,
And he lives
yeah.
here. Yeah, he was a councilman out here.
Right.
And still very involved out here. So, but he was instrumental in having the city of Sanibel become a city. So back then they wanted to incorporate so that they could basically
Control.
govern and control themselves and not have high rises like you see on Fort Myers Beach and some other things they wanted to make sure that they could control. And so in order to become a city, they had to have an affordable housing component.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And with that born CHR. Yep.
Didn't know that.
Where was the first CHR house or
That's
complex?
a good question. My understanding was the first one was dragged down the beach and was kind of located on Beach Road. So, and my understanding also is that Sam Bailey was one of the first ones to donate to us.
Oh, wow.
So,
Awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
Wow.
they're a big
Cool.
part of our community, the
Yeah.
Bailey
Yeah,
family.
for sure.
All right.
All right, question
Question
two.
number 2. I don't think anyone's going to get this exactly. But speaking of housing, how many households are there on Sanibel?
The exact number?
Yep, the exact number.
You don't know the exact number.
I looked it up. I've Googled it.
We'll
And
see
Google
how right
knows the
Google
answer.
is.
Yeah. Houses.
How many households?
Households.
So not.
Yeah, you're not.
I don't even know the total.
No.
How many households? There's 7,000 permanent
Oh,
residents.
come on, Max. Don't be giving clues to Laurie. Now
so
she could have come out. This is the one I might have got back on her. Now you're giving her clues. Come on.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, show us what you got, Mom.
3,795.
Dad?
I think she's actually got me beat. I said 2,500, but I think that might be a little low.
What you got, Melissa?
Over 9,000.
9,000. I have 1,722
Oh, I win it! Yeah.
households.
On Sanibel?
Yeah,
Yes.
because there's only.
Oh, you're not counting
7,000
condos.
7.
No, I think it's of permanent residents, households of families.
So there's 7,000
Oh, 'cause there's-
permanent families.
Okay.
So then divide that because maybe
permanent
5
residents.
Because one of the last counts I saw was 8,600 houses or housing units on Sanibel.
Gotcha.
So it depends on how you do it. But permanent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
There's a
don't
lot.
know. I think we should give a point to Melissa and to Nick.
No.
What do you think?
Come on. These points are hard to come by for me. Come
You
on.
got it. We'll give you the point.
All right. Well, so we're tied up now. 1-1-1 then. Yeah.
You can give it a point if you
All
want,
right.
Max.
We'll do,
Yeah,
if
I
anybody
mean,
knows
you
for
can
sure.
share the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, this is a surface level research on my part, so
Right.
so don't take this for fact.
Right. And write in if you know for sure. All right. Somebody go around and count for us.
Yeah, we should just
It's
go.
not.
Count
It's
your
not. But it's not.
One,
It's
two.
not. No, that's the missing the point. It's not buildings. It's households. So families.
So it's
that
units
what you
within
mean?
the housing.
No, it's nothing to do with the actual physical building. It's like
Oh, it's
how
not?
many. It's how many families are living on the island.
No. I don't think that's what I meant.
Okay, I'm on my deeper dive into my surface level research. I found that every website has a different answer. So
Okay.
I am definitely not the the one who
right.
got it right.
So we need to count.
Yeah. Anyway,
Question 3.
yeah. Stepping past that, the median age of Florida is 38.7 years. What is the median age of Sanibel?
Oh, okay.
Be nice.
36.
Yeah. You went for it quick.
I'm not sure I'm right. No
Okay.
cheating.
I've got it. Laurie, you got to watch Laurie. She'll do anything for a point.
All right. Nick, what you got?
67.
I put 59.
64.
60 is the answer.
You're
It is
closest.
60.
Go, Lori.
60.3. I think that. Do you win, Mom? I don't know. I think it may be a tie.
No.
No,
I
she's
win.
You're the sole winner.
I
Oh, yay. Boo.
Robbed again. There we go. Here's the bell. There we go. I got it. Let me. Well done, Laurie. Excellent.
Thank you. Wow. So that's a lot older than the median age of Florida. You said that was 38?
I am utterly shocked.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, it doesn't seem possible. All right, so once again, all the information, anything else you'd want to share with us about CHR that we didn't cover, anything, any other contact points or anything that
Wonderful.
people
If
should
I
know
could
about?
just say the website again, it's sanibelchr.org. And if you do go and see any manatees, please tag us on Facebook or Instagram at SanibelCHR. And gosh, we're a wonderful organization, and we provide a necessary thing for the island to provide a home, which without a home, you don't live here, you don't have much of anything. So
and
please help us continue to do that.
Yeah, and just second that, there's a huge shortage of staff on the island too, so it helps out that problem. So
thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having
me. Much
appreciated.
appreciated.
Until March 31st, right?
Until March
get out
31st.
there. It's a great family activity. Come out on a Saturday or Sunday. Bring your bikes, walk, whatever you need to do.
Absolutely.
Make a
It's
challenge
a lot of
to
fun.
see all 24, right?
Yes, please see all 24. They're all amazing, and the artists would appreciate it.
Yeah.
So.
Fantastic.
Are they inside shops? So, like, if a shop isn't open, or
Good question. Yes, they're inside and outside. So you can still, usually a lot of the shops have positioned it that you can see it even if it's
Gotcha.
inside.
So you
you
can peek
still
in the
see-
windows.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for joining us,
you.
Melissa. I hope you raise lots and lots of money for a great cause. And thanks very much for joining us, guys. Make sure you check out the links in the description below. We are having a bit of a giveaway. So for anybody that's got to this point, we have a nice painting that we got from
Suncatchers Dream.
Suncatchers Dream. And it's going to be given away. It's a little one like that, dear little one, but it's absolutely excellent. So check it out. We're going to leave it in the. We'll put a link to it so you can see what it looks like, and we're going to give it away in the next podcast. So make sure you come back and join us. Thanks very much for joining us on this one. Have a good one, guys. Okay, and a quick shout out to our supporters. Without our supporters, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Bailey's General Store, Doc Ford's Rum Bar and Grill, Spoondrift Island Bowls, Free Crafty Ladies, GatorBites Tail and Ale, Priscilla's of Sanibel, Coco y Cabana, Suncatchers Dream, and Sanibel Carts. And don't forget to reach out to Captains for Clean Water, one of our favourite island charities. Thanks very much. See you on the next one.